I think in terms of process, it's quite basic. What we have at the moment is it's actually in a way, two separate streams. One is some pieces of work that are already planned for specific objectives, for which we collect feedback from the users. We get a better understanding of what the needs are. We build a business case and say, okay, I've identified that we need to build a new API for the product feeds of this client so that they are able to migrate from one platform to the other. We build a business case for it. That gets presented to the management. The management gives a sign off because they're happy with the cost versus ROI thing, and they know it's going to be delivered, and they know that will help us keep a key client. After that, we go into discovery. So we have a discovery period where we go and speak more to stakeholders. We interact a bit more with the engineers. We work with the UX to give a proposal of, let's say, a solution at that stage. Once the discovery is done, we go into product definition. And this is where we get into more details around the solution, break it down into releases. We work not with MVPs, but we work with minimum marketable features. So we have MMFs, and those are defined in the product definition side. Start building once that's approved, once we get the sign off from the business, but also from head of product and the senior management. Everything goes into development. Once things are released, we do have a rollout plan. So we need to build a rollout plan, which as well we are responsible for. It depends on the features we're releasing. Some things can involve internal communications and external communications. Some things are just internal. As part of the rollout plan, we have a release deployment plan, tick boxes with what we test, what we check, localization, this and this and that, trainings for the clients, trainings for our internal teams, tech support teams, and so on. Any communication around that release, any marketing piece. We have product marketing manager role. So there's someone that deals with writing, preparing presentations, writing press releases, highlighting benefits of a certain feature, and so on. We have a lot of documentation we need to prepare as part of the rollout, guides, and so on. Once the rollout bit is done, usually, so we do that for each MMF, and then we collect feedback from the users. Based on that feedback, we add new features or enhancements to that specific tool we've built. Sometimes we deprioritize the request and we say, well, we actually need to get the 2, 3, 4 other MMFs out, and then we can look at enhancing the initial parts, because those bits are not included in the MMFs, but we will consider them as we go along. Then there's a second bit where we actually get a lot of feedback and requirements for enhancements from the business, right? I don't know, one idea per day. And we put them out there. Some of them are just quick things that can be worked on. So we usually just go ahead and push them through the work, prioritize them depending on moments where we have more time and more availability within the teams. Others are quite big requirements, which would go again in this whole process of you build the business case, you come up with the solution, a product definition, and then you start working on it if it's signed off. But that comes usually with the bigger pieces of work. So basically, parts of these MMFs, right? We're usually releasing these beats and then adding on to it, right? So it's not like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like we're putting everything from the beginning. So let's say when I started working on the first MMF, I don't fully know what MMF5 is going to look like, right? It's the first one or two that are defined strictly. We start working on it, and then based on the feedback from the users, we adapt for the subsequent ones. So it's not like everything is defined from the beginning and that's what we're going to do. Some of the things are, as you said, yes, at that stage, we will have to build this one specific feature. But in the meantime, there might be other things that come up.